D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton has been very vocal about the government shutdown. She joins us now live from Capitol Hill. Delegate Norton, two words: Planned Parenthood. According to Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, the entire government may now shut down over Republican insistence on cutting Planned Parenthood. Republicans say it's about spending cuts. How did we get to this point so fast?
Well, let me tell you, if Planned Parenthood is in danger, the District of Columbia certainly is, because they've already passed a continuing resolution that had on it a rider that would bar the district from spending its own local funds for abortions for low-income women. So every time I hear that, I know that somebody may be looking to use the District of Columbia as a bargaining chip. Well, hear me. We are not a trade-off for Planned Parenthood or anybody else. Don't touch them, but for goodness sake, don't touch us. We got 6 hours to go. You talk about 800,000 federal workers across the country. What about every D.C. government worker? And what about 600,000 residents of the District of Columbia whose government will be shut down for no reason whatsoever, except that our local funds are here, and all they would have had to do would have been to pass my amendment that said whether the federal government shuts down or not, since D.C.'s local funds aren't in this fight, D.C. may continue to spend its local funds till the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're on the floor there. I mean, I'm just curious how this ended up being about abortion. I thought this was about budget cuts and $30 billion versus $90 billion or $60 billion, somewhere in the middle, and then suddenly now we're about one social issue.
I don't know how the far-right social conservatives saw a train running. The train was being carried by the Tea Party conservatives. They jumped on that train and said, while you're at it, make sure you take care of us. And they're into things like abortion. So Boehner, who has been entirely captured by the Tea Party types, has allowed the social conservatives to get on the same train, and that train may be heading south, taking with it the federal government and the D.C. government right along with it in the what's that last train called?
To Georgia? I'm not sure.
the caboose.
The caboose, I gotcha.
Except we don't belong on this track at all.
One last question for you. Let's talk about pay here. You're going to still get a paycheck come Monday if the government shuts down. You're giving yours away.
I'm giving mine to local organizations who've been active in the fight for our home rule, our D.C., and in solidarity with the D.C. government employees, with the federal government employees, and frankly with my whole city, which is going to be shut down. And my own staff will be here, every last one of them, working without pay.
All right.
So that's the least we can do. The Congress isn't leading by example. We certainly hope to try to do that.
Good words. D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton, again, as always, thank you for joining us tonight.
Always a pleasure.
Military pay.